So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can give feedback to students in your class once they've handed an assignment in. So in previous videos, I showed you how to set an assignment. I also showed you what the student sees for that assignment as well. Now, if we look here, we're in one particular team, and you notice I've set assignments down here. I can actually access and click on that to view the assignment. I can go to the assignments up there, but where I want to go to start off with is grades. So if I go to grades, it pulls up this grid here. And what this shows me is the class, who's viewed the homework, who's handed the homework in, who's not viewed the homework at all. It will show me the title of the homework I've set, and it will also show me how many points it is there. If I wanted to view the homework and give some feedback, I can click on it. I can return the homework to the student if I wanted to, but I can click Open Student Work. And what this does, this opens the work that the student submitted. So if you remember when we were setting the assignments, I set this so the student can actually edit the actual homework itself. So as you can see, the student's added all the information in. If I wanted to, I could click on Edit the document. I can use Immersive Reader to get the document to read it to me. You'll notice as well, I've got the view history of what they've done. I can enter feedback, so I could put, well done, great work. Obviously, you can put whatever feedback you wish to. Points, I can go through and mark it. Okay, so notes out of 20, and I know this particular student's got full marks because it was me who filled it all in. And I can hit return. When I hit return, that student will get a notification that the homework's handed in, they'll get their feedback, and they're good to go. Now, what makes this really easy to actually give feedback to, you'll notice at the top, this is the first student. I can do a drop down list to go to the next student or a particular student. As we know, this student didn't really look in anything, but what I can also do is start from there. If I've marked and give feedback, I just click on this arrow, goes to the next student. I can look through, mark, give feedback, return it, go to the next student. This is the one we were looking at just now. As you can see, my feedback and marking still there. And we've got the last student. So again, it's quite quick and simple to mark and give feedback to all students. Now, what I can also do, I can export this as an Excel document. So if I wanted to get a mark grid going to keep all of my marks, what I've got, I can click export and it will tell me the names of the students, all of this basically in an Excel document. If I wanted to go back and check the assignments, you can see who's reviewed and handed in. I haven't marked anything yet, but if I go back and hit return, hopefully it should catch up. I've not actually assigned the marks yet because the servers are catching up, but the marked work will appear there. And if you notice back here, it's not due in until the 6th. So I can return it, but until it won't appear on the mark setup until the actual due date. But if I wanted to go in and change something, so I can click on there, I can see it's viewed, not handed in. Another way you could give feedback, if you wanted to be fairly quick with it, I can just click on there and give feedback. I've got the feedback there, which I was testing out earlier. You can go through there and you can actually view what they've done. It just brings you back to there. Okay, there's different tests and different ways you can do it. Depends on how you prefer to do it. I think the easiest way to do feedback is you set the assignments on the assignment tab. If you go to grades, you can go in, view what you want to see. So open the student work and get it that way. And then you're just literally clicking through to give feedback. There are other ways you can do it. That's entirely up to you. But this way for me seems to be the easiest and quickest way. You also notice I've got an Insights tab. Now the Insights tab is quite useful because it lets me know who's accessed what, the average grade, the on-time assignments, average time for feedback, and you can do that for the last 7 days. Obviously, we haven't got, imagine this with a lot more students in it and obviously working. We can export that to Excel as well. The Insights tab is quite an easy one to add to, because all you're doing is add a tab to your channel, type Insights, and it will come up there. So that one there, if you want to do some like analysis of who's done what, who's been active, who's not been active, it's entirely to you. It's one of the tabs I tend to add in just so you can kind of keep an eye on it. So just to recap, in your actual general tab, we've set the assignments. The students have handed all the work in. Okay, if you're giving feedback, the easiest way to give feedback is by going to grades, starting at the top, hovering over and opening up students' work. Have a look at the work. You can edit it if you want to add more feedback onto the document, or you can just enter your feedback in the feedback box, enter your points. If you did a rubric, the rubric will appear there as a tab or a link. You click on that and you're literally just dropping down and selecting which rubric you want to use or which section of the rubric, and that will add the points automatically for you. Once you've done one student and you've returned the work, all you do is click on the next and follow the same setup. Okay, and that's how you can give feedback back to students.